With a budget of around $140,000, would you compare the Denza D9S80 with this Toyota Alphard? Today we're taking a look at the 2025 Alphard AWD Executive Lounge Golden Edition that launched this January. This vehicle has a length of over 5 meters, a wheelbase of exactly 3 meters, and a height reaching 1,950 millimeters. So the front end looks very imposing, although the proportions at the rear seem a bit bulky. Besides the expensive price, the powertrain is probably its biggest weakness. It is equipped with a non-plug-in hybrid AWD system, consisting of a 2.5-liter naturally aspirated engine producing 190 horsepower, a 130 kilowatts front motor, and a 40 kilowatts rear motor. Depending on whether there is one person or 6 to 7 people in the car, the real-world 0 to 60 miles per hour acceleration time is around 10 seconds. It's not just adequate, it actually feels somewhat underpowered. Fortunately, thanks to the electric motors, the response at launch and at low to medium speeds is still fairly responsive. But once you reach mid to high speeds, it struggles more. Most of the time the cabin insulation is pretty good, but during acceleration the engine noise becomes very noticeable. As for the so-called 2025 Executive Lounge Golden Edition, compared to the older Executive Lounge version, there are no major overall changes, only upgrades to several details. While the sticker price has increased from about $125,000 to around $128,000. And even now, in many places, the Alphard is still not sold at MSRP. In terms of exterior design, the front has not changed much, still featuring the dot matrix grille, with the daytime running lights and turn signals integrated into the grille. On the side, this 2025 Golden Edition upgrades the wheels with a chrome finish, making them look brighter, which should appeal to many people. And this version also includes exclusive floating wheel center caps. At the same time, the Golden Edition adds electrically retractable side steps at the second-row door sills, which is actually a very useful upgrade because the Alphard step-in height is still very high. At the rear, the styling also remains mostly unchanged. One small detail is that the power tailgate buttons are hidden underneath both sides of the taillights. Opening the tailgate, you can see that the third-row seats cannot fold flat into the floor like in the Sienna. And at the same time, the Alphard's body length is about 8 inches shorter than the GL8, whose third row also cannot fold into the floor. So this becomes the Alphard's second major weakness if you want to use the third row for passengers. There is basically no cargo space left, and if you need cargo space, then the third row becomes unusable. You can only choose one or the other. However, the Alphard's third-row seats have two features that neither the Sienna nor the GL8 can achieve. First, the third-row seats can fold separately toward each side. Second, the third-row seats share one very long sliding rail with the second-row seats. So depending on whether you need cargo space, whether the third row needs to seat passengers, or whether the second row needs to fully extend the leg rests, you can flexibly adjust the positions of both the second and third-row seats along the same rail, according to different usage scenarios. But in the end, you still have to compromise and cannot have everything at once. Next, let's get into the cabin and look at the interior. You can also search for more Toyota Alphard model information online. For the interior, let's first sit in the second row and experience it. This executive lounge version is already a high-spec trim, so its second-row seats are upgraded from captain's chairs to wide-body flagship seats, with ventilation, massage and heating functions, and the heating includes the seat cushions, leg rests, backrests, and armrests all together. Hidden inside the side panel of the seats is a foldable tray table with a vanity mirror that can rotate and retract. It's also worth mentioning that the Alphard's roof integrates a large functional control area with 2 adjustable light strips that can be turned up to maximum brightness to create a very bright lounge-like atmosphere. The roof also integrates the panoramic roof controls for both sides, 2 sunglasses holders, and a fold-down screen. However, this screen is just a simple display rather than a smart TV to play videos. You can only use an HDMI connection or smartphone screen mirroring, and the display itself does not support touch screen control. Everything must be controlled through the small detachable remote device attached to the seat. Since there is no center aisle, access to the third row can only be from the sides. Before getting in, we had already sacrificed all cargo space by sliding the third row seats all the way back. So at this point, both the second and third rows have extremely spacious legroom, and even the second row can fully stretch out the leg rests comfortably. Of course, because the third row is positioned so far back. Although the comfort and space are not a problem, sitting there does not feel especially secure. Finally, let's sit in the driver's seat for a quick experience. The wraparound cockpit design integrates a dense number of physical buttons across the center console and door panels, though most of them are there to better serve the rear passengers. The Golden Edition steering wheel also adds real wood trim. The shortcut buttons on both sides have no labels, but when you touch them, the corresponding functions are projected onto the HUD in front of you. The 14-inch center display uses a relatively traditional interface and supports 4G connectivity, built-in navigation, CarPlay, and CarLife. If I had to summarize this vehicle to put it bluntly, the car itself probably only feels worth around $50,000 to $70,000, and the remaining tens of thousands are paying for the Alphard name. Because in terms of performance and second-row comfort, many Chinese MPVs in the $50,000 to $70,000 range can already achieve this level or even surpass it. What Alphard really relies on is the prestige and reputation it has built over many years among high-end buyers, plus the invisible advertising effect from many celebrity owners, making it a unique choice for a specific group of people. Sometimes even Lexus or other luxury brands are not enough, it has to be an Alphard.